Here is the shirt, just before I start the final undercutting around the front of the collar. You can see that I've allowed for a little bit of a label here by removing wood all the way around. I finished off the hanger and it's well undercut here and here, so that it looks as if it's passing through. That's really important. I finished the back, so this is looking as if it's passing down into the shirt down here. And I've really worked this edge along here so that the sense is that this is rolling into the inside of the shirt, but I haven't undercut down here yet, or here. And I've got this line following down into the collar, from the collar into the button strip. So the button strip is coming up and under here. And then here I've run this edge over what will be the top of the button. So none of this is undercut, or very, very slightly. Little bit of undercutting here, very slightly. But I finished all the shirt all the way around. So this is pretty much finished except for this area here. Here's another view of this side of the collar, the inside of the collar. It's undercut round into here, so this is undercut up here. And I'm going to carry on undercutting at the back, right down behind this collar, so this rolls over and down. But before I do this undercutting, I have to make sure that this is in the right place, because once I undercut back here, I can't go backwards. So I need to be sure that this looks right, and particularly this edge is running around to the edge of the button strip. So I can undercut here, and then I'll be undercutting behind this one as it runs round there, and then I'm going to be left with the front undercutting to finish off. So this is our next stage, to complete the back into the front edge of this collar here. So what's important is to get the sense of this form coming round. So the tool is coming over like this. I'm using a slice and cut. I'm gradually pushing that back into here, and eventually the tool is right down into the undercut like that. Now there's waste to be removed, so you can certainly use a deep gouge and nibble some of this back, like so. Little twist like this gives it eases it into the wood, and you can use your bent gouges to take this back here. So what we're looking for when we clean this background up with our flat gouges is for this shirt, which is a background, the back of the shirt to go underneath neatly. So between the cutting down like this, the cleaning away of the waste, and the moving in the background, bring this around and underneath. Don't worry too much about this junction for the moment, we might need to adjust that, but certainly underneath here as you're coming on this side here. What I've got going on here is a knot coming from somewhere over there, so it's a long streak. Not much I can do about that. I could take it back a little bit with this deep gouge, but there is a limit obviously to how far back I can go before I come out the other side. So I'm just going to ignore it for the moment. You can see, perhaps, I don't know whether you can, but I've left this surface a little bit undulating here, because if it's too flat it would look less fabric-like, so I've just left that a little bit of a belly there. What I want to say is that just here is the most difficult part of the undercutting, and it's a skew chisel, which is the best tool for the job. But also remember not to go further than you need to. Don't go hollowing right down into here when you don't need to. So make sure it's only enough undercutting to make the point, and you can get your skew chisel in like that, or of course a knife. Cut the fibres and then bring your background up like so to that cut ledge. So cutting the fibres like this, like so. You can see they're starting to pull off. So you're aiming to get this nice clean line and a nice bit of flowing fabric coming round and under over here. Bear in mind too that this surface here becomes the undercut under this edge here, so that surface will flow round and under there eventually when we deal with that side. So that plane here must continue nicely along there. So make sure this is all nicely finished, and we don't need to go back to that, although we might need to adjust this junction. And using a bit of sandpaper, we can just sand off the hanger, because that's a smooth bit of different wood and can be very smooth and stained differently. So while we're in the middle here, let's just finish off this hanger.